nerds. It's that time of year again where I show you every book that I bought in the year that I have not read. And well, you'll see in a second, but this is them. It's a lot. This is the first row. There's 2 more rows back there. I'm literally just going to show you all of these books. It is worse than last year. I tried, I did not succeed in my goal of it not being worse than last year. So let me show you. Okay, so here's the front row. Please ignore my other book stacks. And then there's the other side. So yeah, let's get cracking. Okay, so I realized I forgot some stuff, but I didn't want to go in here and get all these out. So there are new ones and ones I bought previous to this year. So I'll just point out the ones that I bought this year. So we've got The First Binding by R.R. Verdi, of Manners and Murder by Anastasia Hastings, Queen of the Tiles by Hannah Alcoff, A is for Alibi by Sue Grafton. Those are all old. Serpent's Reach by C.J. Chera, The Dracula Tape by Fred Saberhagen, The Great Brain Robbery by James P. Fisher, Merchander's Luck by C.J. Chera, The Paladin by C.J. Chera, The Tree of Swords and Jewels by C.J. Chera, The Dreamstone by C.J. Chera, and Legions of Hell. And this is a duplicate copy of a book, Inheritor. This is the 3rd one in the Foreigner series. And then Bellwether by Kate Reculia, and Sharks in the Time of Saviors by Kawhi Strong Washburn. Okay, and that's it. Okay, let's go. First up, what should I do? I guess we're doing subscription boxes first, so let me get those down. First up are my Illumicrate books. I'm actually in really good shape for these. Weirdly, I thought I would have more of my subscription box, expensive subscription box books, but I don't. I've been apparently keeping on top of them for the most part. So, only have 4 for Illumicrate. First one is After the Forest by Kel Woods. Pretty book. Pretty. Zara by S.J. Jones. I'm not going to show you everything because I got so many books. Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tesh. And The Sun and the Void by Gabriela Romero Lacruz. Next up is Evernight, which is the Illumicrate horror subscription. And there's only been 2 of these so far, so I'm not too behind, but I also haven't read either one of them. So the first one up is Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. There's that. Pretty. And Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling, which I still love this. It's still really, really good edition. This is one of my favorite special edition books I have. And then I have 3 Fairy Loot adult books. I swear I had more of these unread, but I guess I don't. Although these are just the ones from this year. I have I think a couple more from last year. The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem. And actually, a lot of these I have up for January, so I will have even less pretty soon. Sword Catcher by Cassandra Clare. The Foxglove King by Hannah Witten. Next up is Book of the Month. Sorry, no. Aardvark is up next. I'm actually really, really behind on this one. Mr. Magic by Kirsten White. People have been disliking this. They've also been liking it more than Hyde, but that's not saying a lot. I think I'm going to like it because I was one of the few people that really liked Hyde. So maybe I just get what she's doing and I like what she's doing more than other people do. I think I have it on my TBR for June. Big Swiss by Jen Began. I've been trying to read this since it was released in February. I've been failing miserably. As you can tell, it will be almost a year that I've been trying to read this and not succeeding. Rouge by Morna Awad. This is going to be a book club pick for one of my book clubs next October. I will probably read it before then though. Maybe in Summerween, July. I'm a little nervous. A Half-Baked Murder by Emily George. Get it? Baked. Love Interest by Claire Gilmore. The Fiction Writer by Jillian Cantor. This is also a book club pick for that same book club, but in September. Again, I think I'm going to try and read it before then. Ascension by Nicholas Binge. I have this one up for February. Bridge by Lauren Bukes. I also have this one up for February. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 months behind on Aardvark. Not good. Next up is Book of the Month. I'm really behind. By the way, this is my Jane Austen mug, and I love it so much. So Book of the Month, I'm super behind. First up is I Have Some Questions for You by Rebecca Mackay, or is it Mackay? Not sure. The Kingdom of Sweets by Erica Johansson. Obviously failed to read this one in the holiday season, so I guess it's happening next year. Happiness Falls by Angie Kim. Wayward by Amelia Hart. Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo. Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. The Future by Naomi Alderman. Once There Were Wolves by Charlotte McConaughey. Lady Tan's Circle of Women by Lisa C. Stars Are in Your Eyes by Kaysen Callender. Lone Women by Victor Laval. What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. And last but not least, No Exit by Taylor Adams. This is already overwhelming. Pause while I go to put these away. I had to take my sweater off. I'm getting all hot lugging these books around. Next up, we have regular. Oops. So this is sort of my catch-all category. I'm calling it fiction, but it also encompasses like historical fiction, lit fic, regular contemporary fiction, because I don't read enough of those genres to have their own stack. So they get a special combo. Moving these stacks is perilous. So some of these, I actually think that some of them are also a little bit speculative, but I wasn't sure because I haven't read them yet. So I might have miscategorized some of these. First up, I've got Acts of Violet by Margarita Montemor. This one I'm really excited about. I hope it doesn't disappoint. I haven't seen many people read it, but I have it up on my TBR for June, I think. Yes, I have already made through June. Do not judge me. And that's Identity by Mithu Sanyal. I'm sure I didn't say that right. Is it Me Too, maybe? They're a German author. So this is translated from German, but presumably they're Indian German. So that should be really interesting. And it's about a person who is dealing with the uproar following the reveal that her professor has been passing intentionally as a different race. And then she has to reckon with that. Corinne by Rebecca Morrow. This is the one that a best-selling author wrote under a pen name, and no one knows for sure, but a lot of people are pretty certain it's Rainbow Rowell. This one I'm so excited for. I can't remember if I managed to get it on my TBR or not. I think I did. And that's The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I love this edition. I had to track it down. I don't like any of the other editions. This one is so pretty and atmospheric. I love it so much. This one I just got in a Secret Santa book swap, and it's called Hurricane Season by Fernanda Melchor. Then I have the translation of Beowulf by Maria Devana Headley, where she translates some of it as bro, which I cannot wait for. This is an arc I was sent that I did not read called Stateless by Elizabeth Wine, the same author who wrote Codename Verity. This was a book exchange present also from Cannonball Read. And that was Several People Are Typing by Calvin Kasuke. Kasuke? I don't know how to say your name, I'm sorry. Matt Haig, The Midnight Library, the new Lauren Groff book. This is the British edition because they are so much prettier than the US editions of the Vaster Wilds. What Happened to Ruthie Ramirez by Claire Jimenez. The Apology by Jimin Han. And Meanwood by Nicola Griffith, which I got about, oh look, it says right here, 69 pages in to this book. And I DNF'd it just for now because this was, at the end of the year, this is not what I want to be doing. This is a 681 page book. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. I don't know what to do next. Hold on. Let's do sci-fi next. So I read The first book in this series, when it first came out, that was years and years and years ago, and I want to revisit it and finally finish it because I only read the first book. And so I've got the second 2 books in the series, Waking Gods and Only Human, and this is Sylvain Neuvel. What's the name of the series? Oh, the famous Themis, I don't know how to say it, Files. And the first book was Sleeping Gods. Woman finds giant hand buried in the ground, and then all the other body parts, and when they put it together, what happens? Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. Wait, did I say this is sci-fi? It's sci-fi. If that isn't obvious by now. Stories of Your Life and Others by Ted Chiang. Shards of Earth by Adrian Tchaikovsky. The Road to Roswell by Connie Willis. The Blood Gift by N.E. Davenport. System Collapse by Martha Wells. The Death I Gave Him by M.X. Liu. The Jinbot of Shantiport by Samit Basu. Ocean's Echo by Everina Maxwell. From a Certain Point of View, The Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary Story Collection. The Terraformers by Annalee Newitz. This is actually Miriam's arc. She DNF'd it. And I said, hey, I'll take it. And then I got it signed. I already showed you guys. But even if I hate the book, I can't get rid of it now. This Time Tomorrow by Emma Straub. See, that's one of the ones that could go in a bunch of different categories, but because there's time travel in it, I stuck it in here. Contact by Carl Sagan, The Vanished Birds by Simon Jimenez, and XX by Ryan Hughes. This book is so heavy. I'm scared. Okay, that's sci-fi. Now let's do romance. This stack is insane. Let me take down half of it. Okay, this one I bought so many. You can really tell which genres, by the way, are my favorites by the books that I bought and didn't read. I mean, guys, these are just the books I didn't read. I read 391 books this year, and these are the ones I didn't read. I don't want to know how much I spent. I don't want to know. 10 Things I Hate About the Duke by Loretta Chase. This has been out for years, and I never read it, and I really liked the first one in this series. I enjoy Loretta Chase. I won't stop reading her books. The Duke Heist by Erica Ridley. Picked this up at the Tucson Festival of Books because I met her and she was awesome. Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola. So This Is Christmas by Jenny Holiday. Bought this in anticipation of reading it over the holidays and didn't. Hopefully I can get to it in January because I'm really annoyed that I just bought this and I didn't read it. Check and Mate by Allie Hazelwood. This one I bought last January and I only read one of the novellas, so I'm counting it. And that is Loathe to Love You by Allie Hazelwood. Something Spectacular by Alexis Hall. And then I've got more. 10 Things That Never Happened, Glitterland, and Mortal Follies by Alexis Hall. The Alexis Hall catch-up vlog is coming. Hannah Khan Carries On by Uzma Jalaluddin. Only When It's Us by Chloe Leese. Always Only You. Two Wrongs Make a Right. And Better Hate Than Never, all by Chloe Leese. Okay, second stack of romance. X's and O's by Amy Leah. Or Amy Lee, not sure. It Happened One Fight by Maureen Lee Lanker. After Hours on Milagro Street by Angelina M. Lopez. The Belle of Belgrave Square by Mimi Matthews. The Marquise Who Mustn't by Courtney Milan. Codename Charming by Lucy Parker. Partners in Crime by Alicia Ray. We Could Be So Good by Kat Sebastian. Business or Pleasure by Rachel Lynn Solomon. With Love from Cold World by Alicia Thompson. How did this get in here? Bought that 13 years ago. And The Boyfriend Candidate by Ashley Winstead. Romance done. Seriously, guys, why? This is in my January TBR. Why did I stick this in here? I bought this used so long ago. Okay, break. Middle grade up next. This is little. It's only 4 books. First up is The Dark Is Rising by Susan Cooper. Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. Mari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston. And Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor by Sharon J. Zhao. Okay, let's do fantasy, I guess. That's Dark Air by C.S. Picot. The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornichek. Got this in the book exchange. Had a lot of those this year. City of Last Chances by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I love this cover. It's so pretty. The Helm of Midnight by Marina Lostetter. Wait, I don't remember which one's first. I think it's this one. The Unspoken Name and The Thousand Eyes by A.K. Larkwood. The River of Silver by S.A. Chakraborty. Murtaugh by Christopher Paolini. These Infinite Threads by Tahera Mafi. Pretty. The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson. I really need to read this. Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Tors. The Daughters of Izdahar by Hadir Elspy. House of Odysseus by Claire North. The Bone Season Revised Edition by Samantha Shannon. And The Art of Prophecy by Wesley Chu. That's stack number 1. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Excuse me. I am not strong.
Pippin. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, you want me to rub you? You want me to rub you?
Okay, I'm done resting now. I am not strong. Which pile first? The Lies of the Ajungo by Moses Ose Utomi. Every Heart a Doorway. Down Among the Sticks and Stones. Where the Drowned Girls Go. And Lost in the Moment and Found by Sean McGuire. You'll notice that I got the first 2 books and the last 2 books in the series, and I got to fill in the middle. That's what happens when you buy them used. Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. Masters of Death by Olive E. Blake. This is my last chance with Olive E. Blake, by the way. I love this. The Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. 600-page book condensed into this little thing. The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. Malice and Valor by John Gwynne. The Tyrant Beru Cormorant by Seth Dickinson. The Omnibus of the Chronicles of Amber by Roger Zelazny. Tread of Angels by Rebecca Roanhorse. Book Exchange. Okay, and this one my friend Miriam made me buy because she said she read it when she was, what is going on with my hair? She said she read it when she was a kid and liked it, but it looks absolutely wacky to me and I'd never heard of it before. And that's the River Run trilogy by S.P. Somtow. Have you guys read this? Have you heard of it? Last stack. The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. The Final Strife by Sarah El Arifi. The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. This is the new UK paperback edition and it's so pretty. The Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wang. This one I'm not sure is fantasy, but it seemed fantasy-ish, so I stuck it in here. Also could have put it in general fiction though. And that's The Minuscule Mansion of Myra Malone by Audrey Burgess. Hexologists by Josiah Bancroft. What is this doing in here? Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry. Black Water Sister by Zen Cho. Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. An Unkindness of Magicians by, oh, it's so small, Kat Howard. A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. And The Tough Guide to Fantasyland by Diana Wynne Jones. Fantasy is done. Oh my god, you guys, there's so many books. I'm not counting these. Maybe I'll count them after I post this, and then you guys can look down below, because I'm not counting them now. I've already put some back where they belong. So as the Green Brothers would say, look in the doobly-doo. Let's do fantasy romance now. Those frickin' self-pub fantasy books are heavy. The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. Read the first one this year, didn't get around to the second one. And then basically this entire series. So Blood Solace, Blood Sanctuary Part 1, Blood Sanctuary Part 2. By the way, this is so embarrassing. Blood Price, Blood Union Part 1, Blood Union Part 2, and Blood Gift, all by Vila Roth. These ones I regret because I did not like the first one, but I still want to try and get further because I want to get to the controversy and get an opinion about the controversy involving this series. We'll see if I can push through. I do not know if I can. And that's Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And book 3, The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Fortuna Sworn by KJ Sutton. My new favorite series, just kidding, a new favorite series. I don't know if I have a favorite series. One Fell Sweep by Alana Andrews. Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. Foxglove by Adeline Grace. And this was a book exchange present. It is the nicest book present that I've ever been given, although my gifter swears that she got it used for a really good price. So maybe she just got a smoking deal. And that is the bookish box edition of A Taste of Gold and Iron. We've got these sprayed edges, stenciled edges. It came with a page overlay, I think. These are the inside, and this is the stunning outside cover. Oh, and it's got alternate cover. I squealed when I opened that. Well, let's just do nonfiction since, well, no, let's do YA. Loveless by Alice Oseman. A Venom Dark and Sweet by Judy I. Lin. Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. Clash of Steel, a Treasure Island remix by C.B. Lee. The Nobleman's Guide to Scandal and Shipwrecks by Mackenzie Lee. And The Grimoire of Grave Fates, which is an anthology edited by Hannah Alkoff and Margaret Owen. But it's connected short stories. The tagline is 20 hours, 18 students, 1 murderer. And there's a bunch of different authors and they all get a chapter. And this has got like Preeti Chibber, Kat Cho, Mason Deaver, Natasha Diaz, Hafsa Faisal, Victoria Lee, Jessica Lewis, Darcy Littlebadger, Kwame Mbalia, LL McKinney, Taylor, is that how you say it? Taylor K. Magia, Yamil Syed Mendez, Cam Montgomery, Marieke, I don't know how to say that, Nykamp, Karuna Riazi, Randy Rebe, Kayla Whaley, and Julian Winters. I got this used. It sounded fun. It's all down to the execution though. Now let's do mystery thriller. I don't know how people do this crap regularly. Lord almighty. Okay, mystery thriller. Who is Maud Dixon by Alexandra Andrews. These Toxic Things by Rachel Housel Hall. The Mimicking of Known Successes by Malka Older. This is also sci-fi, but I figured this mostly was a mystery in a sci-fi setting, so that's why I put it here. The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. A Death in Tokyo by Keigo Higashino. Mother-Daughter Murder Night by Nina Simon. Scorched Grace by Margaret Dewey? Margot Dewey? I don't know how to say your name, Margot. I'm so sorry. The Bandit Queens by Parini Shiroff. Time's Undoing by Cheryl A. Head. The Enigma of Room 622 by Joel Dicker. Charlotte Isles is Not a Detective by Katie Siegel. The Stranger Diaries by Ellie Griffiths. If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. Look at them edges. The Benevolent Society of Ill-Mannered Ladies by Allison Goodman. All Her Little Secrets by Wanda M. Morris. Falling by T.J. Newman. The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. Paleontologist by Luc Dumas, or Dumas. I don't know if he says it French or American. And I debated whether to put this with the rest of my Stephen King books that I bought this year, but it is ultimately a crime book. So I'm putting it here, and that's The Colorado Kid by Stephen King. 2 more stacks. All right, let's do nonfiction, because that's short. Okay, nonfiction, here we go. The Ice Pick Surgeon by Sam Keane. Sex Cult Nun by Faith Jones. 4 Lost Cities by Annalee Newitz. Don't Call It a Cult by Sarah Berman. The World Record Book of Racist Stories by Amber Ruffin and Lacey Lamar. Opinions by Roxane Gay. Edward Hume's The Forever Witness. American Demon by Daniel Stashower. The Wager by David Gran. And last but not least, MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios by Joanna Robinson, Dave Gonzalez, and Gavin Edwards. Hold on, I need another rest. Oh, my back cracked. That felt good. Home stretch. We've got horror. These are my Stephen King horrors that I'm showing you now. The Long Walk, 4 Past Midnight, Skeleton Crew, Christine, Revival, and The Talisman, also by Peter Straub. Now I'm just gonna pull from here. I'm petting my horror books. Battle Royale by Kushin Takami. I don't know how to say the first name. Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. The Lottery and Other Stories by Shirley Jackson. Silence of the Dead by Simone St. James. The Lighthouse Witches by C.J. Cook. Silent Key by Laurel Hightower. Bird Box by Josh Mallerman. Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle. Daphne by Josh Mallerman. Book of the Most Precious Substance by Sarah Gran. Leech by Hiram Ennis. Wilder Girls by Rory Power. American Elsewhere by Robert Jackson Bennett. Our Hideous Progeny by C.E. McGill. Bunny by Mona Awad. The God of Endings by Jacqueline Holland. Dead 11 by Jimmy Giuliano. It's a really fun name. I hope it's a real name. I hope his parents did that to him. The Reformatory by Tanana Reeve Dew. And the very last book, Sundial by Katrina Ward. And that, my friends, is it. I have to put all these back now, and I'm very sad about it. It is, what time is it? 12:30. 12:30 on New Year's Eve, and I am going to edit this video, put a movie on. Hopefully you'll have it before midnight. And with that, I hope you all have an excellent new year, and I will see you in 2024. If you've made it this far, leave me a book stack emoji and or a skull, and please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Maybe you will potentially see me reading, 100 or 200 of these in the next year, because one of my bookish goals for 2024 is to cut this from its 400-ish number-ish. I think it's less than 400, because that 400 number of books that I own that I haven't read, that includes audiobooks and ebooks. So it's probably more like 300. I'm gonna cut this in half, because this is an obscene number of books. And my goal next year when I do this video, to have the stack only be to here instead of here. You know what I mean. Wish me luck. Happy New Year. Farewell.